All right. Here's the plan. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a mud and bees episode, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna tell everybody to send dog biscuits, and they're gonna send dog biscuits. Okay, we'll tell them to send them overnight, and then you'll get a bunch of dog biscuits. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna tell everybody we're gonna psychologically program them to send you dog biscuits, so you get lots of dog biscuits. We want you to have dog biscuits. You like that idea? You think it's a good idea? That's a good idea. Okay, well, we'll do that idea. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, look. Okay, you ready to go live? Okay. Hold tight, Wait, come, get. You better tighten up. Okay, get ready. Okay, we're going live. Welcome to Muddy and BEAGS Live. We are on point tonight. All righty, welcome everybody. We is on the YouTube. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. We're gonna start off tonight, and we're just gonna start throwing rocks. So I've had time to do a little bit of research and a few of my conclusions for the week. Tyler Robinson did not kill Charlie Cook. Erica Kirk is dirty as hell, and Charlie Kirk may or may not be alive. We'll get into it. All righty, and we are back. Hope all are doing well this week. And I see Sherry Ives is hanging out with us, and Hippie Shake. Got Channel 53, welcome. Got Frankie New West Reset. GT is hanging out with us. Got MUDDIN Co-Pilot, we sure do. And let me see how to. There we go. Okay, so let me get into a few things here before we go MUDDIN tonight. Just want to share a little bit of where I'm at. I work all day, so the only time I get to research is when I, and am at home. So I may be a little bit behind on the research of this event than other people. A lot of you have been hit me left and right with, this is what happened. That's what happened. This is the way it was. That's the way it was. We know this, we know that. Well, I like to do my own research and my own thinking. So I appreciate all the, push towards, one way of thinking, but I'm going to still do my own thinking. It's okay to offer your ideas and your opinions. That's great. Welcome, Baja, and welcome, Kathy Broughton. So I've had more time to dig into this event, and just a few of my thoughts on this. I'm a little bit more updated now, and kind of this is where I am now. Now, I'm not where a lot of you want me to be. A lot of you start from everything under the sun as a false flag, and you start from that point, and you just, you build your castle on that hill. I don't like to do that. I like to build from the bottom up. When I want to do the research, I want to start at the bottom and I want to work my way up and come to that conclusion. If I come to that conclusion, I like to start with the official story and work forward from there to see what I can find. I just don't like to do it the way of starting it. Everything's a false flag in the story. Now, basic gist of where I'm at. Tyler Robinson, he did not shoot. I don't believe he had a gun. I believe at this point, I believe he was on the roof of the Losi building. There's quite a few reasons why I don't believe he was a shooter. One is that within 3 seconds of the shot, when everybody dropped after 3 seconds of the shot, okay, there was a shot, then he dropped, then everybody in the crowd dropped. That was 3 seconds. When they dropped, he was running. So within 3 seconds, he went from a prone position with a rifle after having just taken a shot and got to his feet, grabbed the rifle, grabbed a towel, grabbed a book bag, and may or may not have stuffed the gun in a book bag and ran across a roof, but he was in motion within 3 seconds. I don't believe that. I don't believe that's what happened. I believe that he was on the roof at this point. Now, this could change. I believe he was on the roof. I believe he was set up to be on the roof. I believe he was just like Oswald. Oswald was told where to be, when to be there. He was CIA, and Oswald got framed for it. And after the JFK was assassinated, he realized he was the patsy, and he ran. I think that's what this Tyler guy may or may not have done. I think he may have realized that he was set up. But the point is, he didn't have a gun when he ran across that roof. He didn't have a gun when he jumped off that roof. And he certainly didn't take the gun apart and put it back together in the woods right across the street, which is the official story. Not to mention the fact that the vintage was at World War II gun, World War gun, one gun, I can't remember which it is, that the vintage gun to me looks like it has a plastic handle. So that's not right. Another thing is, just recently I found out that the Dairy Queen that he supposedly went and got lunch in across town is now abandoned. They have cleared it out. They have completely gone in there, taken down the signs, taken out all the equipment, completely cleaned it out. Okay. The whole text messaging or Discord messages between him and his roommate / lover / furry butt pal, whatever they are, those are definitely not a Gen Z writing those. So those are bullshit. My point is, I don't think this kid I don't think he was a shooter. The next thing is, long story short, and I hate to throw her under the bus, but Erica Kirk, she is just about as disingenuous as they come. She has a shady ass background. If you look into her background, you're going to find that she is just straight shady. And I don't trust her more than I could throw her, and probably couldn't throw her very far. So I really don't trust her. I think she's up to no good. How much involvement she has is questionable. She could be the leader of this thing. I doubt it. I don't, is she that smart? I don't know. But she's definitely up to no good. Do not trust her. That's my opinion on her. Now, is Charlie alive or is Charlie dead? At this point, I am undecided if I believe that Charlie is alive or if Charlie is not alive. Now, I am veering towards it being a staged event, that they staged his death. I don't see really any evidence that this man was shot. He definitely, without a doubt, 100% was not shot with a 30-06. That's clear. You only have to go shoot a 30-06 to realize that there's no way that what we saw was a 30-06. Period. That's I don't even, you can't debate that. Anybody that's pushing that out, like, I don't know, that the feds, that they're lying their ass off. Okay, that's bullshit. The next thing is the sound was way too quiet for a 30-06. The next thing is that the blood that we saw come out of his neck was, it didn't look real. It looked coagulated. It looked like staged blood. Another thing is, I've just come across evidence that the security guard that was standing to his right had Ray-Ban camera glasses on, and that not only has he used them in the past, but he used them while Charlie was on the ground bleeding out, supposedly. He took a picture of Charlie on the ground. I have video confirmation of that. I just posted that on my channel. There's a lot of suspects. Anybody in the perimeter of the front of that stage is a suspect. Anybody within that fence and anybody within that tent. The cameramen, the audio men, the security guards, and his closest people. There are people that are behind the tent that are with him. They are also on the suspect list. Also at the top of my suspect list, and I have serious questions about, is the EMS people. Now, this is, I think, very important. I'm going to share an image with you. There's a video on my channel, and the video is talking about the possible stand down by the paramedics. Okay, now what I've determined is that these two paramedics, this one here and this one here, that they are UVU, emergency medical service personnel. It's on their shirts, and they are with the college. They are in some way, shape, or form paid to be at this event. To have an event like this, you have to have a certain amount of medical staff and police staff on duty for a crowd. These gentlemen were standing directly behind the stage, back to the right. See where this guy in the white shirt is? They were standing back there, really about where this gentleman right here is. If you see this, you can see this gentleman right here. They were standing about there, maybe 10 feet back, maybe. Their bags were on the ground. They're clearly seen in the video when he is shot and on the ground, standing back there. Now, what's important is that these gentlemen, when they rushed Charlie to the SUV back here, they were within 10 to 15 feet with a direct line of sight of them moving Charlie, and they stood down. They did nothing. They sat there and did nothing. I believe this guy right here is more important than this guy. This guy looks like he's probably dumber than a box of bricks. This guy, I think, could possibly be like a legit paramedic. This guy was also involved in a mass casualty event at UVU where they did a training exercise of a bomb going off at UVU, and he is pictured on their website for this event. He is definitely somebody that somebody needs to talk to. Now, the reason I'm going on this is that nobody is talking about this. Nobody. I have not seen one person on the internet talk about the paramedics on site and the fact that they stood down. They talked about them being out here. They've talked about them, that there must be paramedics on staff. But I'm saying, and I've showed on video, that these guys are in the background. They are doing nothing. And this is, when you see this right here, this image was taken 3 minutes and 30 seconds after the shot rang out. And when they took Charlie to the back, they were standing right here, and they had 3 medical bags on hand. They did not move to help. They did not offer to help. They did not go with them. They did not try to jump. They did not try to run over there and help and offer assistance. They did nothing. They sat there with their thumbs up their ass. The question is, why? Were they possibly scared? Maybe. But this guy just went through mass casualty training. He should be, on point, ready to go. Now, here's another thing. When he comes in the video that this was from, when he comes running up here, he looks like he's in full panic mode. This guy looks like he's dumber than a box of bricks. He don't know his ass from his elbow. But this guy knows something, okay? My point is that nobody's talking about these guys. Another thing is that we all know that they just covered over with pavers the staging area. But did you also know that right up here on the roof, they actually did construction work this past week, and they covered over something. So they not only covered over this area, they covered over this area, which could be a shot. It's possible that's maybe where a bullet went. Maybe. I don't know. I am tending to lean towards that he was not shot, that it was a staged event. The body in the coffin, absolute fake dummy. There, I've seen dead bodies. The hands do not look orange like a freaking. You're gonna have a glass of orange juice. That's horseshit. So I don't know, if he is alive or if he's dead. There is also the witness protection program being named Valhalla, and I'm sure you all know the story behind the Valhalla. So it's just something I'm looking into, and that's just where I am right now. There's a lot more I know, but that's just kind of where I'm at. I am still researching this, and this is important. Not for. It's not that Charlie's so important. It's what this event. It's like this is the shot heard around the world. This event could change things. This could be a widespread, ongoing. This could be the beginning of something big. And I just want to focus on it and keep, bringing what I can to you and help you understand that. So I hope you have your own ideas, and those are mine. And I mean, I have a lot more, but I'm not here to go into that. I'm just giving you an update where I'm at on my thinking. And I don't want to, go any further on that tonight. But I hope you guys are doing well, and we're going to go ahead and get up into this and do some mudding. So I hope you guys are ready. I got the bagel here warm in my lap, and I'm ready to go. Let me get my stuff here ready, and we'll go ahead and get into it. Hopefully. And let me change my screen layout to the right one and make sure that we are good to go. Okay, this should be right, and I'm waiting for the update on my laptop here so I can make sure that everything is honky-dory. Okay, yeah, we're good to go. Okay, so we got Betsy Ross House in Philadelphia, and of course we got Fred here front and center, and he's got his little buddy with him. Got a clone of Fred, and they are bringing in, I'm sure, all the bricks that this was built with. And we have cobblestone brick roads, and we got to check for melting, because the meltards, they want to claim that cobblestone brick roads are melted buildings and melted bricks, and that they'll say that these were melted, but these bricks, these ones didn't get melted. No. And we got a trap door here, and this right here would be a window or something that opens up and shows you into an underground level. Same here. These stairs look like they were added. You gotta love the little ramps they've built here, because that they didn't think about that. They can build some concrete stairs or some granite stairs, but then they gotta build this horse shit to go with it. We got some kind of pole going. Got a telephone pole going up through the sidewalk here, and boy, that's straight. That is a straight telephone pole. Got some little, looks like flowers on there. Got Burger Brothers, got arched windows. What we got? Tinners, hard roofer supply. Huh. We got Boss Man there doing his little gang signs of some sort. Got a ladder lean for Douglas. Shout out UAP. Wow, that's a cool ladder. It actually is an extension ladder. And all these pictures were taken between 1895 and 1910. And these are from the Detroit Photographic Company. And these are all glass plate negatives, and they're extremely high resolution. And they are amazing to look at. I think the quality on these things is I mean, in a way better than what we have today. Just the detail in that little building right there, so unnecessary. I mean, it's really cool. Now, what do I love? I love an awning. I love an awning. Got one headlight up, one headlight down. I mean, that's just awesome. That right there, I'm not sure, but back in this time, you may or may not know, if you know about fire services, back then you didn't have one fire department. You had multiple fire departments, and they would have these little plaques that they would put usually on the door, I think, but this looks like it could be one. But they would put these little plaques that were a designation of a certain fire company. And if you had a fire and the fire company came and you didn't have their plaque, they wouldn't put your fire out. But if you had their plaque, they would put your fire out. It was basically you had to prepay for your fire service. So that was a scam. So we got rid of that because that's no good. Birthplace of Old Glory, the first American flag adopted by Congress June 14th, 1777, as the national standard was made in this house by Betsy Ross, open to the public. So this is some horseshit narrative stuff they're writing up here. And I believe George Washington is Old World. I believe Lincoln is Old World. I mean, it's there's another trap door in case you need one of those to go to the underground right there. We got more cobblestone brick. A lot going on in that little picture. Little bowler hat. And I think that's about got that image. And so here we got, sorry, I updated this thing today, and it's every time I do that, that little doodad pops up. Sorry about that. Welcome back, Orphan Annie. How you doing? And we got, I don't know where this is. I didn't get the tag on this. Sorry about that, folks. Oh, wait a minute. I might have it on. So, Broad Street Station of Pennsylvania Railroad, Pennsylvania, PA. Oh, good. And this got copyright 1900. Got little arch windows. And what else we're gonna find? Little Mudflood windows and doors. Little Freds down here. Big arches here. More arched windows. Got some techie business up here on the roof. That's really pretty. I like it. And I got a nice little ether finial right there, which would draw in the etheric energy and give them free energy. Now we have free energy today, but now they charge us for it. That's a big roof. Boom, 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 boom. It's like a horseshoe, kind of. Let's see here. Got some trolley lines, some looks like well, I don't know. I was thinking maybe that was cobblestone brick road, but yeah, I think it is. It's just hard to see. Got some ghost people down here. Got the top of a roof here. You can see looks like it might be maybe some electrical stuff running through there. Those look like insulators, quite possibly from knob and tube kind of stuff. Got Taurus fields, Tartarian lions, the circumpunct, first original symbol for the creator. Got the thinker, Stoneball finials, Taurus fields, circumpunks, Phoenician waves, Phoenician shells, porthole, and portholes were windows that could be opened and allow ventilation to go through the building. You got circumpunks running up the side of the building here. Got an unscrubbed cartouche here. Can't make out what it is, but they didn't get that one. Going on up. Good grief. Venetian shells, little pyramids. I call this the Phoenician lady. I don't know what you would call her, but she reminds me of a Phoenician lady. She looks Phoenician to me. Look at this little dude. I don't know what he's up to. Kind of interesting looking. That looks like a techie symbol right there. Got a giant holding up the building here. Side boob. What else we got? Oh, wow. Look at that. Look, kind of looks like a dragon up there on that ether finial. Ether fencing. All this is bringing in that etheric energy. This is something I've noticed. A lot of times you'll have this fencing business and one side will have a piece on it and the other will have a shorter piece. I wonder if that's got some sort of electrical properties. Somebody that does electrical. Got a clock. Clocks are expensive. Ether finials up there. That's a very weird little piece right there. I don't understand that. What would be the point of that? Got little heads going across there. Look at the big arches. The Vesica Pisces at the top. You got Fred and his girlfriend down there hanging out, doing what they do. Got a clock. Clocks are expensive. Got wings coming out both sides. Got the caduceus. What a cool picture. Got Ghost Fred. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, Watt Life. Have you ever looked into the Electric City of the South? Electric City of the South, Anderson, South Carolina. Electric City of the South. That for some reason that sounds familiar, but it's not coming to me. I will look into that. That's interesting. Oh, you do electrical by trade. So you can help us with knob and tube questions if we ever have them. It's pretty simple stuff, but that's wow. Look at that. Just the detail. Why bother? Who is paying for all this? Really? Look at the detail on that little column right there. Good grief. Got little Taurus fields on each window. So unnecessary. I wonder what those little doodads are right there. Look at this contraption they got coming out the window here. I wonder what that's for. Maybe drop stuff down or something. That's kind of weird. That is gorgeous right there. Just amazing. This is just not really what I would expect the world was like when I picture 1900. I don't picture this quality, this structure, this civilization. I picture people that are walking through shit in the streets and people that are barely able to eat. And I picture I even picture the rich walking through the mud that nobody can get away from the mud that they're walking in. It's such a dirty place. Got a Tartarian lion there. Got the everlasting torch there. Everlasting flame. Got a ether antenna. Ether finials. What a cool building. That's weird. Okay. That is interesting. What is that? Almost. The hell is that? Yeah, kind of looks like something like on a rail that they would maybe put stuff on and then turn over. But why would you do that? From 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories up, and that's the same thing as up here. Where'd we see that? Right there. That's the same contraption. Well, you got me on that one. I don't know. I don't know. That is odd. Got Lifting Bridge, Buffalo, New York. And I guess this is get your cigarettes. Got arched windows over here. And if you're wondering why I'm pointing out arched windows, for those of you that are new, if you see arched windows, we didn't build them. That this is something they did in the old world. Now, that doesn't mean that when you see squared off windows that they're not arched windows. And here's shout out to the Streets of Tartaria channel. He did a video where on the outside of the building there were square windows. He then got an invite into the building. He went up to the second story, I believe. And when he took video inside the second story, having a conversation with the owners of the property, he filmed the same windows from the inside, and they were arches. They had been changed on the outside and not on the inside. And they did a lot of changing of facade. So when you see these squared off windows, don't assume that building is newer. And there's arched windows there. And I don't know which video that is. And Streets usually is hanging out he's usually lurking somewhere. I don't know if he's here tonight, but if he is, he may or may not remember which video that is, and he could put that in there himself. Hint, hint, Caleb, hint, hint. So we got some weird little caps over the top of this mechanism here, and got a flat earth asterisk there. You got your vertical and your horizontal and your X. And a flat earth asterisk is the symbol that I consider the symbol for the flat earth. This is my original theory. And yes, it's my opinion. And opinions are like tail holes. We all have them. And that is mine. How you like that? Okay. We've got a little sign here. $5 fine for crossing this bridge faster than a walk. And I don't know what it says there. Probably saying faster than a walk around, maybe. $5. Wait, is it $5 fine or $5? Oh, yeah. They're charging a $5 fine if you use that bridge. I guess it's, wow, $5 back then. That's a lot of money. That's a racket. Jeez. Can't do that. That's pretty cool looking right there with the chains. The reason I like to show pictures like this is to show the technology, the level of industry that they had at this time. Arc lights. Just the technology was very much higher than I, in my mind, thought that it was. What I was taught, in class was that we were pretty primitive. That we had brick buildings, but I was never taught that we had the quality of world that we had. It was a freaking nice place. I mean, granted, I think the thing that was the worst about it in a lot of ways was the fact that the streets weren't paved. Imagine the world back then if just the streets were paved. How much better life would have been. I think it would have been like very comparable to today without all the technology. I think it would have been like that alone would have changed a lot. This is the Garfield Memorial Lakeview Cemetery in Cleveland, Ohio. We got a little pathway here, and we got a memorial because we definitely need to have memorials that are astronomically big. And this is, I believe, it probably an important old world symbol is this arched Vesica Pisces with it's a big arch, two arches in a circle. You see that a lot. You got big old gigantic doors, cymatic pattern. I believe they changed the stained glass. Now, let's do our Meltology. Everybody put on your Meltology caps. Basically, a Meltology cap it looks very similar to a kicker's football helmet with the one little piece of metal going in the front, and a set of fake buck teeth that are hanging off the little protective piece, and you put it in your mouth, so you have two little buck teeth, and that's your Meltology cap. Anyways, so a meltologist will tell you that this right here, this big looking thing right here, is a red brick that has been superheated. It's been X factor to the point that it has blown up and balloon rocked. It has popcorn rocked into what we call a stone today. So that's your Meltology for today. Don't you feel better? Got a little feller hanging out wondering how in the hell could we have possibly built that? Knowing good and damn well we didn't. Oh, got some obelisks. In case you need 4 obelisks. Maybe even 5. I don't know. We got definitely confirmation of 4 obelisks on site because, we need obelisk. That's a lot of freaking obelisk. That's some big obelisk. That one right there that thing could be 30 feet tall. That's no joke, y'all. That's a big obelisk. Now we've got much bigger hanging around, but I believe those were part of the etheric energy system. Just my opinion. Put my 2 cents in there. That's all we're doing here. I'm throwing out what I think. Y'all can throw in what you think. And we all just happily trot down the road. Merrily, merrily, merrily. Something like that. And we got the Freemason, hidden hand symbol there. And everybody's hoorah, hoorah, Freemasons. Yes, and the Freemasons are, it's not the lower level Freemasons that are a problem. They're just regular, good old boys that like that being a part of a club. But the higher ups, the higher ups. Check out these gargoyles. Yeah, the higher ups are the ones you got to kind of look at. They're the ones you got to keep your eye on. Got Balsa Man here talking to Boater Hat Man. Ladies in uniform. He's trying to get a little action there. Good for you, sir. And you got an etheric antenna here with an eagle representing the phoenix sitting on a mercury ball. And it kind of looks to me like they took something out of these niches here. And you see the little platform here and the little top. I think that is a niche that has had statues removed. Little porthole, little Taurus fields there. Check out that gargle there. A little scratch on the negative here. And we got an etheric finial, some sort of critter coming out there. I can't really make out what that is. There's an actual cloud. Boy, y'all ain't never seen no clouds, have you? We're so used to chemtrails. Yep. Gotta love the chemtrails. And we got the Holiday in the Cleveland, Ohio. Sounds like a hotel, maybe. And let's get down here and see what we got. We got old Fred down here hanging out, sitting on his cobblestone brick road that's not melted. Got these weird little doodads. Look like they might hang gas lights on them or something. Those are really pretty. Especially this one. That one's really cool. Post no bills. And when you see a building, let me get back here. You see a building, okay, and then another building, and then you see a little fenced partition here. I believe they did these to hide things they didn't want you to see. This weird little door here area. That's kind of strange. Looks like they've changed the facade on this one. You see how the different color bricks on the side and on the front? That's a telltale sign of a change. Briggs Riblet Transfer Company. It looks like something off a castle right there. And we got a Mudflood drop in here. Mudflood drop in is stairs going down to a door underground because, you know, that makes sense. Let's just have a hard rain and have all the rain ride down the stairs right into our door frame, or flood out the door area, or the snow to come down and compact us in. I mean, that's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm sorry. That dog don't hunt. And that is, it's hard to see, but that is pavement light right there. Pavement light is glass sidewalk that allowed light to go underneath the buildings. And got little tourist fields there. Somebody's snoring in my lap. I'm not naming no names at all. And these kind of stairs right here, I don't know if these are, but they did make versions of pavement lights that went in the sides of the stairs here. And so that you could have the light go through here into the stairs. And as you can see here, there's another Mudflood drop in. That's a Mudflood window there. You got stairs going over the Mudflood drop in. The stairs going down right there. And more stairs right here going down here. So 2 more drop ins there. And you got more stairs going up. And you got stairs going, let's see. Okay, these stairs go over to this one, and it goes around. I mean, why would you build like this? I mean, how many children do you think were walking along here and just slipped and fell right down and broke their neck? How many? I mean, there's stories from Seattle where when they were raising the roads that they had to put ladders for people to get up and get down into the stores before they covered over the areas. And they were saying that people were falling over, you know, from 12 feet up and falling down and breaking their necks. I mean, who's writing these narratives? That looks like Derby Jack. Derby Jack, you around? Derby, that looks just like Derby Jack right there. I'm pretty sure Derby Jack's a time traveler now. I got a lady in uniform. Shout out Derby Jack. Hope you're feeling well these days. Go check Derby Jack out. And we got that. That's a weird contraption there. It almost looks like it's something they hang there. That I just want one of those. So yeah, I'm gonna take one of those. Let me get over here, see what we got over here. No. That is weird. Okay. All right. It's just cut off. There's a building there. Okay. And what else we're going to find? Got Fred right there. Got some pretty awnings. And let's see what we're going to find. Got ether fencing. Ether antenna right there with a mercury ball. Ether antenna right there and there. Arch windows. Oh, look at them awnings. They go up, they go down. They go down, they go up. They go in, they go out. They sag, they droop. They're perfect. They're all awning. I mean, how can you not love an awning? They make a building, any building, look better, just better. Now, granted, this is before we had sunscreen for windows and things like that. But I mean, honestly, who wouldn't want an awning in the window? I would not want to be the one that had to install these either. That would suck. It would really suck. But it's worth it to have an awning that pretty. Absolutely worth it. I mean, look at those. Look how pretty those are. They remind me of the lampshade from A Christmas Story, where he gets the major award. That's what that reminds me of. That's still a great movie. I just really like that movie. I made a long time ago when I first started doing YouTube. I made a video, a whole Mudflood tour of Cleveland, Ohio, based on the movie A Christmas Story, and it was a really cool video. But I took it down because the music got copyrighted. The guy copy striked me, or for one of the songs, and so I took the video down, and I never put it back up. I never redid it, and I've always been building. I've been building on that research for a long time. I have a humongous file of Cleveland, Ohio, and anyways, the video is still on Michelle Gibson's channel, and she never got copy striked. Now, go figure. I forget what it's called. A Christmas Story Mudflood tour or something like that. It's one of Michelle Gibson's early videos. She posted quite a few of my videos on her channel, which are still there at her antenna. But that was a fun video, and it was very early. It was one of the first videos I made. But it was fun. I liked it. It was it wasn't no classic or anything, but it was fun. So around Christmas time, you're looking for something to do, and you like the movie Christmas Story. That's my Christmas video. And we got Wilson Library, Dartmouth College, and I believe fire hydrants are old world. Just an opinion. Got a little Mudflood window here that's been turned into a trap door. Another Mudflood window there. Nice coinage. Got coinage with a Q. Arched windows. Got we got the big arch and the two little arches like on the churches. Interesting. Got a coin here. Now, put on your Meltard hat, okay? So the Meltards would tell you that these right here are melted bricks that were melted in the X Factor event, and they balloon rocked. So this one. Oh, they say all of these are melted. They'd say all these are melted. And they'd say that these are melted, but they didn't get melted as much as these. These ones balloon rock, but these ones didn't balloon rock. I mean, you have to be, you really got to pay attention to what you're hearing, because the shit can get very deep very quickly. And this is a Mudflood winter that they've covered up. You can see the hanky panky they've done here. They've taken out bricks and added this little stone here to give ventilation to the underground of the building. They've done the same here. There was a Mudflood window here. Got a little, looks like a door there. Got an old bike, in case you like bikes. Some people like bikes. Some people are, into bikes. Hey, you're into what you're into. And what else we got? Those are interesting doors. Pretty. Got some more Mudflood windows. That's a really cool building. I like it. I like these little windows here. Those are really neat. I like that roofing there. Got a smokestack for probably the steam plant. I believe steam plants and radiators are old world. Very interesting. It's a wild looking thing right there. Can't really see the finial on the building, but I'm sure it's got one. Got a little one here. That is the brickwork on this and the stonework is just really cool. If you the longer you stare at it, the more you see. Very cool. Got some stuff back here. All righty. We got Rollins Chapel, Dartmouth College. So the same college. Sorry about the little pop-up thing with the pictures. I don't know why it does that. I think I fixed that at one time, and I don't know. I updated this damn computer today, and it's I've had to go through and check a lot of things to make sure everything was right. That's a weird symbol right there. I'm not sure about that one. It's weird looking. It's interesting that that reminds me of Simon Says. You remember that game from the 80s? The 80s were the best, y'all. If y'all grew up in the 80s, then you know the 80s were the best. If you didn't grow up in the 80s and you don't know nothing about the 80s, then you don't know that the 80s were the best. I don't think it's debatable that the 80s were the best. No question. Hands down. They're the best. They were the best. They were awesome. The best memories could possibly be made in the 80s. They were awesome. The 80s. Everything was awesome. Everything was new. Everything was cool. Mudflood winter. 80s freaking ruled. I feel sorry for people that didn't grow up in the 80s. I mean, I really do, because they really missed out. Oh, and put on your milk tart hat. Okay, so we got these are supposedly balloon rocks, which are supposedly red bricks that have gotten superheated and turned into, well, balloon rocks. They call them balloon rocks, literally balloon rocks, or popcorn bricks, or popcorn rocks. I mean, you got to shake the stupid out of your head every time you say that. Oh, and our fearless leader, John Levy, believes that, by the way. So, shout out John Levy. Anytime you want to debate me on that, just phone the BEAGS. You got the number. And we got a porthole here. Looks like a circumpunct in the middle, but it's hard to tell. That is just really pretty stonework. And we got a little finial here. That is really, really cool stonework. Quality. Little water gutter offer thingers. This could be a wind catcher. Probably has bells in it also. The wind catchers could be in there with the bells too. Well, the wind catcher was the structure, and then the bells be inside the wind catcher, I should say. Got ether finial up there. It's an interesting little symbol. Beagle's on the run. Got some stained glassage. Some Roman numerals, if anybody can. It looks like MDCCCLXXXV. I think. Do not hold me to that. Got an unscrubbed cartouche here. What else can we find? That's a neat building. I don't think there's anything up here. We got Toronto University in Toronto, obviously. And we'll go find. I love the landscaping. Good grief. Got Fred coming up here. Got Boss man taking him a ride. Got an old world fire hydrant. Look at the detail on that fire hydrant. Very cool. Got some Mudflood windows back here and there and there. Looks like some Mudflood windows there, there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and another one there. In case you need those. There's Fred again. It just pops up all over the place. More Mudflood windows all over across there. Interesting little arches on them. A little bit different. Little Taurus fields, arches there. Little towers there. Ether finial up there. Another ether finial. Hard to see, but it's there. I like this kind of roof with the details on them. That will be a wind catcher. These are wind catchers here too. Ether fencing going across the top. That would be part of the wind catcher. We later would have used it as a chimney and probably burned the place down. Ether fencing with ether finials going across the top with Vesica Pisces on there also. Sacred geometry, and we have ether fencing there. And what else we'll go find? Look at this door here. Massive. Just ginormous. And just how unnecessary is that? Like, seriously. Like, I mean, it's cool. I'm going to say it's beautiful. It's just like, and then we're going to let ivy crawl all over it. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you let the ivy take over it? I mean, it does it not look better without the ivy on it? I mean, the ivy, you going to do all this work and then grow ivy all over the damn building? I'm sorry, that dog don't hunt. It don't. Wind catcher. Something weird on the negative there. Got a little arched doorway up here. A little ether finial up there. Ether fencing going across there. Got some design work in the roof, and these are weird. Like, what is the point of that? That's not a window. I bet that there's a ventilation in that. So that could be part of a wind catcher there. Got a porthole. These are part of the wind catchers. We later would have used them as chimneys. And we've got ether finials and fencing and Vesica Pisces here. Very wild stuff. Another ether finial there for you, in case you like those. And another ether finial. What else we got? Anything? Look at the design work over there on that roof. A little more of it right here. So unnecessary. Nice. It's cool. I love it. It's just absolutely unnecessary. You don't like, why? Why do you go through that much effort? Welcome back, haha. And Thousand Island House, Alexandria Bay, Thousand Islands. Wherever that is, I don't know. Not sure. Who knows? And what we got? Fine lady in uniform over here. Domestic and fancy dry goods. Well, I want some of the fancy dry goods. Oh, look at that roof there. Ether fencing and finial with ether antenna there, and there. Got portholes over here. A ladder lean for Douglas there. Ether antenna, pyramid symbol. Got a pleasure cruiser, lady in uniform. Got their antennas right there and there. Arched windows. House. Island house. We definitely made that sign. That's definitely our work. 1,000 island house. Wow. Got portholes up here at their fencing and finials and antenna with a flag on it. Flags. You gotta wonder if they invented the flags to put on the antennas. We gotta hide these antennas, man. What can we do? I got it. Let's put a piece of fabric up there with a symbol on it and call it a flag. I don't know. It's an odd little area there. Oh, that's quality fence work right there. And if you want your fence built, you call these guys because they do the best. They are professional at what they do. Steam plant, chimney, ether finial. Weird little arch thing, doodad. Massive porch here. See, we wouldn't do this. The rain just comes in right in. You got to wonder, why is it so big? Why is it so big? Doesn't make sense to me. You're like the porch is to cover you from rain and to keep the sun blast on you. Like, is that a porch like that really going to help with that? I don't know. Wait, was that a? Oh yeah. Ladder link for Douglas. There you go, Douglas. Mott Street, New York. Got a barrel here. We can hide some things in that. Got coal hole cover there. It's sitting on another one there. Coal hole covers the coal hole cart guy would come up with his horse and cart and he would dump off the coal on the street and then he would shovel it he would or somebody else would shovel it into this hole here and then they would walk underground because this is underground. It's open under here. It's called an area way. And what they did is they would dig out this area and build a wall here. Okay, a retention wall. And then they called this an area way. So this is hollow under here is my point. It's a long way to tell you that, that's my point. There's another coal hole cover there. You got Fred right here doing what Fred does. Fred brought all this brick in. You want to know who did it? Fred did it. It didn't come any other way. Well, they transferred it on trains. Yeah, they might have, but then they had to get it to the job site, which that's where Fred came in. And how'd they get it to the train? They transferred it with Fred. So Fred was involved on both ends of that, story. Ether finials, arches, architectural urns. Guys are looking down into a mudflood drop in there. Got Oliver Twist here, coal hole cover. Dude's going to sing in the rainforest here in a second. Another coal hole cover here. That means there's underground all down that sidewalk right there. And you also see evidence of it right here. Mudflood drop in here. Got a mudflood drop in here. Stairs going over the mudflood drop in. Another mudflood drop in here. Notice how he's standing down. He's standing on stairs going down into the mudflood. Got another drop in here. Another drop in here. Look at these stairs are built over a drop in there. All these stairs. Does that look right? Just think about the look of that. Does that look like it was designed that way for this building? Does that make that right there stands out as like that really doesn't make sense? That one too. It doesn't look right. It just doesn't. Sorry. That dog don't hunt. Ether antenna up there. This wrought iron works so cool sometimes. You know, that this does this neighborhood look like it's got the money to be putting that kind of wrought iron up? Not putting these people down. I'm just saying that some folk got cashola, some folk ain't got cashola. Okay. I mean, look at this. Does that look like, you know, immigrant construction project? Like that's what the immigrant would put on his building? Does that make sense? King Hong Ling Dong Ding Dong restaurant. I don't know what it says. Arc light. Look at that freaking detail. I mean, come on, really? Reminds me of the squatting man right there. So does that in a way. Arc lights. Chinese merchants. Stoneball finial, ether antenna up there. Look at that awning. Oh man, a Chinese awning. Oh my. Architectural urns. Ether finial. Ether finial there. Look at that sun symbol. So much going on there. Mamma mia. Madison Square Garden, New York. New York City. And you see how the road is half water and half dry. They would have people that got it ran around with a horse and cart that had a barrel on it of water, and they would spray down the streets to keep the dust down because the dust was really bad with these streets. I mean, why can we build like this, but we can't put a damn road down? Does that make any sense? And the next person that tells me that a horse would rather ride through shitty mud up to their knees gets blocked. I'm just going to block them. Why not? I'll block you just to have something to do. Phoenician Shell, Taurus Field. Do 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 do. That detail is just spot on. It should be a crime that they tore this building down. It's a landmark that absolutely should still be there. I don't care what their reasoning for it is. Can you imagine being able to go and visit this building today? I mean, that would be a real treat. Look at what we built, quote unquote. Flat Earth asterisks, porthole, Taurus fields, Phoenician waves, Taurus fields, ether finials. Look at that ether finial with lights on it. That's a heck of a thing right there. Look at the diamond symbology in that wall, in that tower there. Portholes. This is a wind catcher. More of the ether finials with the lights on it. Tartarian lions, stoneball finials. Probably a bell in there somewhere. Probably a docking station for airships. Ether finial. Got this lady up here shooting arrows up people's booties. Why would she do that? I don't know. I do not know. There's another one in at the finials with the lights. It's got a little flag on top of that one. At their antennas going across portholes at the finial up there. Check out the structure on top of that little weird looking dome thing. Got Fred right here. Got ladies in uniform. Back out. Let's see what we got. Look at that light post. I mean, come on. And look at the ironwork here. How beautiful is that? Not very clear, but you can tell that's beautiful ironwork. They got rid of most of the ironwork during the war, saying it was for the war effort. I think it was technology they had to get rid of. Just an opinion. And again, opinions are like tailholes. And this is the New York Life Building, Chicago. And got arch windows. And we got some kind of photo manipulation here. Not sure what's going on there. That's weird. Hard to say. I don't know about that one. Very weird. Cobblestone Brick Road, got Fred doing his thing. Fred brought in everything. You got this whole front here has got pavement light on it. And it goes around the corner here and goes up the street. All down the street here, pavement light. So all that's hollow under there. Got ladies in uniform, boater hats. Beautiful awnings. Big doors, big arches. New York Life Building. And we got Phoenician shells. Got awnings all over it. So awesome. I mean, they really set the tone for a building. I love how this one has an awning. See, this is without an awning and this is with an awning. Which one looks better? Obviously with an awning. Obviously. Tourist fields with a Phoenician shell in it. Not sure what that is. Scrubbed cartouche. Got Tartarian lines going across the top here. Get your lunch here. Wonder what they ate back then. Wonder what their go-to hot dog or hamburger or whatever it was. Pabst Building, Milwaukee. Got a flat earth asterisk right here. Got vertical, horizontal in your X. Ladies in uniform. Everybody's just decked to the nines. Incredible. Trolley. Academy. Might be a opera house or something. At their fencing, going across there. Tourist fields there on the columns. Some interesting decoration up here. Hard to see what it is. Those at their finial there. Got a dragon there. Arch windows, big arch doors. Bum, 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 bum. Man, what we got going here? That's really odd. Got all kinds of weird. There's a star That's weird. They got these almost looks like knob and tube wire lights going all over it. It's hard to tell though. Little flame symbol, eternal flame maybe. That might be half day flame. I don't know. Ether fencing, ether fennials. Clocks are expensive. Possibly a docking station for a airship. That's a pretty building. So this is selling beer, right? Pabst beer? In that, I think that's the beer. I think Pabst beer was. I used to make beer bread with. I think it's Pabst beer. Made the best beer bread. Pullman residence, Chicago, Illinois. A gas light there. A world fire hydrant. Some Mudflood winter right there. Arched windows. At their fencing and fennials. Look at that. Woo! Bet there's some sacred geometry in there somewhere. Jeez. That etheric light right there. This is where they would bring the carriages up and drop the people off underneath. There's Fred. Of course, Fred's on the job, you know. Fred is the horse that built America. This is unquestionable. Oh, and we're all on donkey watch. So if you see a donkey, then let me know because we want to know. We're on donkey watch. If anybody sees a donkey anywhere, we want to know about it. Looking for a donkey. We usually we just find Freds, but one of these days we might find a donkey. Maybe. I mean, we'll keep looking. We're gonna keep the search alive. We're gonna keep hope alive. Then we're gonna find a donkey. Meanwhile, we're gonna look at Lachine Locks, Montreal. Probably just butchered that. That's okay. Am I gonna know? Who knows? I don't know. Boo boo. Is that a dog or what is that? That's a dog, right? That's a weird looking dog. That is a funky. Oh, it must be that. That's his ears. Okay, that's a dog. That's a weird. He needs a bath. All right, that dog needs a bath. Got some ships here. Some boats. I don't know. Boat ships. Got a little etheric antenna on our little boat there. Bonavista, Montreal. Lady in uniform. Got some tall ships back there. I've been on a cruise one time and I enjoyed it, but the first 2 days we ran into a hurricane and we were trying to get out of its path and all I wanted was off that boat. I wanted off that boat. I didn't care. I didn't care if they helicoptered me off or if I jumped off or if I didn't care. I just wanted off that damn boat because the damn boat for 2 days was going up in the air. They said it was 26-foot swells and it was going up in the air like it literally the hallway, you'd be walking in the hallway would go way above your head and then it would go way down and it was like I was so ready to get off that thing. This is Trinity Church in Boston. But then after that, it calmed down and I had a great cruise. But those first 2 days, I'd have given anything to get off that damn ship. Anything. Got mudflood windows all across the bottom here. Got ivy because we don't want to see the building. We just want to grow ivy all over it. Because ivy looks better. Doesn't ivy look better than the building? I mean, this is what you would see if ivy was all over the building. Okay, that's what you would see. Okay, and this is what you would see if ivy was not all over the building. Which looks better? Obviously, ivy. Hello? Come on. Give me a break. I mean, they got awnings over here, which make the buildings look better. This has obviously been vanilla skied. And you can see where they've scraped the glass plate negative and you've got the darker background there. So this is 100% confirmation of a vanilla skied image. There you go. They did a lot of vanilla skying back then. You did a really bad job of this one. They really did not put much effort into getting this one right. This ether finial up here. And they really did a bad job of scraping this negative for doing vanilla sky. But if you get back, can you tell? No, you can't. Just looks like a normal blue sky day. You got your portholes. I don't know what they got going on up there in Boston. Now, is this a Christian church? Just asking for a friend. Got a porthole there. You know these guys. Anybody know these guys? We got little mudflood winters down there. What else can we find? Little mudflood winters over here. Right there, little fellas. Itty bitty mudflood winters. Possibly one there, hard to tell. Got a little mudflood winter under there, it looks like. Got Fred over here. Fred's always there. Not a donkey. Didn't see a donkey, but I did see Fred. Fred is the OG original gangster of mudflood research. Just the detail, my goodness. Look at the arches, my gracious. And if I'm not mistaken, this church is still there, hanging out, doing its thing, taking in the tips. Go, you drop your money in the plate and they will give you nothing. What do you get in return? Nothing. That's just incredible, the detail there. Just absolutely incredible. You got more of that vanilla sky, and you can see they chopped off the top of that ventilation right there. More vanilla sky. The whole thing is vanilla sky, obviously. Look at that vanilla. So vanilla. Check out a little cross. Oh, flat earth asterisk. In case you need that, know where you are, what your world looks like. They put it right there in your face. They just tell you all about it. Look at the different colored stones there. What you get, your Masonic checkerboards. That is a hell of a church. That's just next level stuff right there. Absolutely. That's a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. We got Fayette Park, Syracuse, New York. And we'll go find. Let's see. Got some kind of statue back here. Dude's over here in the bushes smoking a joint. That's all right. Smoke them if you got them. And we got a trolley here. I know half of you high anyways. Ha ha. Tell the truth. On to you. Got a homeboy over here sitting with his bike. Got your little bull over here. Looks like it could be a clock at the finial up there. Look at the wrought iron work. Wow. That fence is incredible. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That's my best Trump impersonation. And no, I don't trust Trump worth further than I could throw him either. I'm sorry that I don't believe that he got shot at. I don't believe it. Sorry, I never believed that one. That one's always. I just don't believe that one. I think that they set that one up because they needed to have an ironclad way to get him into the presidency. I don't think he got shot at. I really don't. That's my opinion. Opinions like tail holes. We all have them. That's a weird faucet right there. Where's that go? I don't know. And you got this water coming out here, and see these little cups here is where you could take this and take a drink from it. That was your public water fountain. These little Phoenician looking dudes. The tridents. Not sure what that thing is. Phoenician fishies. Boobas. And what else we got? Got a little. There's Peter Pan, I think. Look at that fountain. Just the way that water just. That's really cool. That's a neat fountain. He's looking at it like, we ain't built this. We ain't built this. I know we ain't built this, and I don't know how I'm going to tell my grandkids that I did build this. I'm going to have to lie to them and tell them I built it. But I guess that's what I got to do because they told me to do it. Or I go to the insane asylum. They're going to lock me up in the insane asylum. Got the tourist fields. And what else we got? We got State Street, Ithaca, New York. And got homeboy with this little weird hat there. Yep. And Moxie. Get you a drink. It's weird they got these little things going across this phone pole here. Got Fred right there, lady in uniform, homeboy on a bike. Got a dog. It's pretty rare to see dogs in these pictures, by the way. See a dog, it's kind of weird. Just not a lot around. Don't know why. Downtown, sure, we're busy back then. Arc light. People's Shoe Store. These guys are up here working. That is so sketchy looking. I just don't think I want to be on that. Hanging off this stuff right here, knowing this stuff is falling. You know, this is why the scaffoldings are all over New York. I don't know if you guys know this. There's a joke you can take Google maps and drop down into New York, anywhere down in Manhattan, and drop down anywhere, and you will you can look around and see a scaffolding covering over the sidewalk. And they say the reason that what the reason is that these facades are failing on these old buildings, and there's, number one, not enough people to go around to fix them. Number two, it's very expensive, so most buildings don't have the ability to fix them. And then there's a loophole, And this is why there's so many scaffoldings in New York. And this is really interesting. There is a loophole that says if you put up a scaffolding over your sidewalk to protect people walking on the ground, that you don't have, that you can, it'll buy you time to fix your building. The thing is, I think they just keep reapplying for the permits for the scaffolding and then never fix the buildings. And so the problems get worse and worse and worse and worse. You got funkiness here. I don't know what the heck's going on there. You got an arm hanging out here with it's like a spear pyramid symbol. That's just weird. I don't know. That is a weird thing going on there. I can't even, I don't know what that is. But that's why there's so much scaffolding in New York. Oh, and the scaffolding business in New York is $1 billion industry. Like if you want to get into making some money, go into scaffolding in New York. You're gonna make a lot of money. That is if the mafia doesn't take you out for getting in on their turf. Ether fencing and ether finial. I just think that's really interesting. Yes, I do. And we have hospital and nurses home, U of M, Ann Arbor, Michigan. Okay. And we got a mudflood window here. It looks like that they've covered up, possibly. See the differential color in the brick there. That looks kind of suspect to me. Not sure, but it's just something to see. I don't know. Just weird looking. Big arch here. Looks like they changed the brick. Like they changed this. Some sketchy stuff going on in this building. Oh, look at that awning. Ice dams. Wind catcher. Here. That's wind catcher. Ether finial. Got looks like a greenhouse, maybe. Possibly. I don't know. Ether finial. Arched windows. Little mud flood windows. Got Fred right here, parked, taking him a break. He's so tired of bringing on all these bricks. Waterman Gymnasium, U of M, Ann Arbor, Michigan. Okay. Got arched mud flood windows going across the bottom here. Look at that brickwork there. Wow. That's nice. Very nice. What else we got? What else we're gonna find? Ether finial. There are wind catcher windows here. Ether finial. Ether finial. These are trolley lines right here to provide the power for the trolleys. This is the same gymnasium, a different angle. I got to throw it in here while we're at it. Just amazing how they can build such a beautiful building, but we can't really get the landscaping right. That's something we have trouble with. We struggle with that, but Phoenician shells, no problem. Tourist fields, no problem. Really nice, elaborate tourist fields, no problem. Tourist field gutters, not a problem. Not a problem. Sidewalks, problem. Streets, problem. Straight phone poles, absolute problem. Old world arc lights, not a problem. Zero problem. Mudflood winters, zero problem. Don't worry about that. That's their finial. And we got Passaic Falls. Not sure where that is. It's just really cool looking. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. It's not worth it. I know your old lady driving you crazy. It's all right, man. It'll be all right. Breeze. Breeze. I'm joking. Let's see. It's just really pretty to me. I don't know. Oh, that's a Mudflood. That's a melted building. Put on your melt tart hat. That's a melted building right there, definitely. I can see aperture right there. Aperture. Oh, yeah, that's definitely a door right there. Oh, yeah. That's a brick building that has melted. Yes, definitely. Okay, where's it at? I don't know. Okay, have you done any on-site investigation? No. And then they'll go do on-site investigation. And they'll put a camera at a brick and go, look, it's melted. And that brick probably literally just came from Home Depot last week. I mean, they're fucking idiots. Excuse my French. Fucking retards. Excuse my French. Anyways. Oh, okay. Okay, y'all. It's that time. Y'all know the time. So let me we're gonna take a break here. We gotta go do a patrol, go catch Pitbull, otherwise known as a rabbit. He likes chasing the rabbit outside. We're gonna go chase the rabbit. We'll be right back. And we'll see you soon.
What is it? Is it treasure map?
Okay, we is back. We went rabbit hunting. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope y'all enjoyed that little ditty you are watching. That's a video that's it's up on my channel. I think it's called something about something to do other than watching the men grab assing or something like that. It's something I played on during the Super Bowl one year. I forget what it's called. But anyways, yeah, I think it's maybe I had the title here. No, it's anyways, that's what it is. So we'll go ahead and get back into our little ditty we're into here. Let's see. Make sure we're getting the right thing. I'll wait for it to pop up here and make sure we get in the right mode. There we go. Okay, and we'll have to wait for it to come up. All right. I think we're good to go. Hey, baby. Old Beagle, he's having a good time. He loves doing mud. And dudes love going look at Mudflood buildings. I know he loves it. Ain't nobody can smell and sniff out a Mudflood winter like this hound. That's right. So I'm a professional Mudflood winter hound finder. Yes, right. That's right. Yes. Okay. All right. All right, good play. Oh, we got Patterson, New Jersey from Reservoir Park. Go and get in on it. See what we can find here. Got some lumber coming in. We built a lot out of lumber, that's for sure. Cut down a lot of trees to do it. This is an interesting little wall here. Look at that little retaining wall right there. What in the world would be the purpose of that wall? I wonder. That's really interesting. Why would you do that? I wonder what that was. That really looks kind of hiding something there to me, in my humble opinion. And we have a steam plant chimney there. I believe steam plants were definitely old world. There's Fred right there bringing in the whatever Fred brings in. Fred does everything. Still looking for a donkey though. If you see a donkey, let me know. We're on donkey watch. Who doesn't love a good donkey? Do. And let's see. Back out there where we are. Some weird contraptions going on here. Looks like one of those old castle outhouses where they had the outhouse that dumped down the side of the castle wall. That's not what that is, but reminds me of that. Got some big arches here. Got some Mudflood winter there. Got some Mudflood winters there. Got a little door arch going under there. And look how they've done this big door here and then the stairs going up to it. I mean, really, that's the stairs you can build, but that's the arch you can build. And then we're going to put a couple arches and doors on top of that for, reasons unknown. And it looks like they've done work on there because you see the different colored bricks. So they've done work on those bricks. And we got a Mudflood winters all down through here. And you got a drawbridge basically and a big old arch door there. Something funky going on right there. This looks like a factory of some sort. Oh, let's see. Hold on just a second here, folks. Turn the little fan off. A little bit chilly. Okay. And got some smokestack there, chimney, antennas, clocks. Clocks are expensive. Architectural urns, portholes, antenna there and there. Looks like another clock there, maybe. Hey, baby. Got Beagle in his position. His position is my lap. He thinks he's a lap dog. He's not a lap dog. I've told him this. He don't believe me. Electric antenna. Looks like a observatory, a telescope there, maybe. I don't know. Electric antennas. Big old tower back here. Big old smokestacks going up. Looks like steam plants to me. Hard to say, but that's what it looks like. Harvard Gate, Harvard College. We got Stonewall Finials. The General Court of Massachusetts. 20th October 1636 agreed to give 400 acres towards a shoal or college. Colleged, what? Whereof something to be paid the next year and 200 something when the work is finished. I can't read the whole thing. To a point where got a V for you, so that screams old to me, old world. Anytime I see V for you, I think old world. I just can't read it. It's too. Shall be called. I think it says shall be called Harvard College. It's hard to read. That's an interesting little sign there. Wish I could see it straight on. It might help me understand what they're saying. Got a unscrubbed cartouche here. Got the AE. V for you. Interesting. Is that Latin, maybe? Got ivy growing all over it. Got a cross in the middle there. Looks to be a Christian cross. So they would have added that. I mean, not for nothing, y'all, but that's all horseshit narrative. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and I know a lot of y'all might be upset by this, but the bad guys wrote the biblical texts that we know of, and they've been using them for a long time to control us. So be very careful with those. They are designed very carefully to control us. And let's see. Oh, and shout out Denise Menace. I have for a long time known that your name was Denise Menace, but I see your name, and because I used to like the cartoon Dennis the Menace, I'll see your name in my mind. I know it's Denise the Menace, but then I always say Dennis the Menace or Dennis Menace, and it's because of liking Dennis the Menace, the TV show, the cartoon. So, anyways, I'm claiming I dumbass. Argue that. Oh. And we got half a flat earth asterisk here. So it's like squatting man there. That's a cool gate. Another unscrubbed cartouche. AE. V for use. Welcome back, Morgan. Some wrought iron there. Okay. Now we got Court Square in Main Street, Memphis, Tennessee. I've been there many times. Got a cannon. Still not sure what cannons are. Got Fred back here hanging out. There he is again. He just keeps popping up. Got Mudflood winners all down through there. Got Mudflood drop-ins there. He's selling him a little bit of weed on the corner there. That's Boss Man right there. Southern Railway. I used to go through Memphis a lot in my travels, and I would stop over at Beale Street, and there was a place there that sold the best barbecue sandwiches. And I'd get a barbecue sandwich plate, and I'd take it, get it to go, and then I'd go and I'd sit across the street from Graceland, and I would eat my sandwich. And that was a lunch I would take a lot, just because it was like the perfect timing for when I was driving through that area. And I just really enjoyed that lunch. I didn't want to eat on Beale Street because Beale Street can be dangerous, but I'd run in there, get a sandwich, get out, and then drive over to Graceland, and just sit there and enjoy the sights and watch the tourists go in and out. And it was just kind of cool. What's your grumblingness about, big old mouth grumbler? Got portholes there. Got Etheric antenna there. But it was just kind of cool to sit there and eat your lunch. Looking at the pearly gates, Arc light there. There's Fred trolleys. Got twin Freds there. Let's get down here. Cobblestone brick roads that aren't melted. It's amazing I got to point that out. I can't believe I got to point that out. Got prism glass up here in the transoms. Ladies in uniform. Looks like pavement light there and there. Possibly there. Hard to see. Overhead trolley lines. Wrought iron stair railings there. Etheric antenna. Stoneball finial. Price is always the same. I don't think I'd want to make that claim. Probably not a good idea. That big arch right there, how that goes all the way up, that's wild. Portholes on the top, Venetian shells. So the air would, they could get the air in here and then get it down through the building. That's how that was the old world ventilation. I don't think they needed the air conditioning that we have today, but they did need air. There's that big arch with two little arches in the circle. You see that a lot. Don't know what it means. I see it a lot. Etheric finials there. Etheric fencing and finials right there. All right, we got Portage Lake, Hancock, and Houghton, Michigan from the west. What if I want to come from the east? You ever think about that? Is that a? It's like an old wagon that they've. Oh, it's a sled. It's a wagon sled. Yeah, that's what that is. Huh. That's kind of neat. Never seen one of those before. It's like old graveyard. The whole thing's a graveyard. Wow, that when you see old westerns, like this is the old western graveyard you would think of. That's like legit. That's a legit old west graveyard. That's cool. Little tiny windows down there. Windows on the ground level here. But these look like, stuff we built to me. I would think A-frames. I mean, just very simple A-frame structures. There's nothing, standing out to me. There's a little brick one, little arches. That's probably old. Got a ladder on the roof, ladder roof lean. These structures are so strange to me. How do you conceptualize that in your mind? Like, I want to build that. What is it? I don't know, but I want to build it. Okay. To see is to buy. That's bold. You see our product, you're going to buy it. It's that good. God. Okay. That's a weird little barn thing, doodad. That's a weird construction right there. Almost like they found something and built on it. I don't know who's building this stuff. Luna Park, Pittsburgh, PA, and we're going to find out what we got going on here. These trolley parks, I believe, in my opinion, and I believe some other people have this opinion too, is that the trolley parks were part of the etheric system. I believe that with alternating current, the energy, they just keep the energy moving. Okay, it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, I think that this is kind of the same principle where the energy was sent, it was used on the trolleys. Okay, it ran down the trolley lines, then got to the trolley park, and then the trolley park would take the energy, use the energy, and loop it back. It was like a loop in the energy system. Probably makes no sense. Where's our boy with he was an electrician. Maybe he can explain it better than I'm explaining it, because I'm half talking out my rear end, half talking about what little electrical knowledge I do have. I know enough to. I will mess with anything pretty much before the electrical box, but after the electrical box, I won't touch it. That's where I stop. I mean, there's things I won't do, outside the electrical box, but they're, for the most part, any kind of basic wiring, fixtures and switches and outlets and, running cables and fans. I mean, I can do all that. That's stuff I just learned by myself, just needing to do it. And instead of, paying somebody to do it, I just learned how to do it, you need to learn things, you learn them. I mean, you just, what are you going to do? You got to learn them. You got a light switch broke. You ain't got the money for calling an electrician. Well, you learn how to fix it. That's knob and tube wiring right there with incandescent lights. Now, I've literally heard the meltologists say that those are Antiquitech lights. So that's why I point those out. I know that's kind of retarded to point that out, but that's what it is. It's just incandescent lights with knob and tube wiring, and that's why you got to point these things out. And there's more up here. They would say these are etheric lights, and they're just incandescent lights. That's all they are. Run on knob and tube wiring, which you could still see the wiring on them. No, that's etheric energy. When they're lit up, they'll show a picture of the lights at night, and they'll go, look, it's etheric energy. No. it's it's horse fields. Ladies in uniform everywhere. Got Boss Man right there. Ticket sales. That looks like Andreas Exertus right there. He's a time traveler. Shout out Exertus. I watched Exertus' show today. I hadn't caught Exertus in a while. That's all. I've always thought he was a smart cookie. He's got a lot going on up in that head of his. I don't know how he stores it all up there. He's weirdo, but he's our weirdo. Infant incubators, in case you need some incubator babies. You need to pick those up. Go to the Luna Park and get you a baby. I mean, you can get one free at home with the missus, but you can get one here at the park and pay for it, and you take it home right away. You ain't got to wait 9 months. I guess that's the point. I don't know. Very strange stuff back then. So you can see that knob and tube wiring with the incandescent. The knob and tube, there's the wiring, and there's your incandescent light. But I'm not joking. The meltologist, I've literally heard them say that is etheric lighting. That's odd. What that is. Here's one of those scam things. They're probably guessing your weight. Be my guess. All right. We got St. Mary's celebration review of parade by Vice President Fairbanks. All right. Let's see this ship out here. Got arched windows on the ships. Got a paddle wheel for the steam. Still got the ability to put up the sails. Such a funny time to me where they were using steam, started using steam, but they still had the sails. That's just hilarious to me. Like they didn't trust it. I don't know. It's just kind of funny. Or what if they couldn't get? I mean, let's just think outside the box here. Let's put on our thinking cap. Not the Meltology cap. Don't put that cap on. Put on the thinking cap. That's the tinfoil looking one. Okay. Now we got the thinking cap on. I need me a tinfoil hat. Beagle, we should make a tinfoil hat. So what if the steam ships were already here and we just grabbed them up, but we couldn't figure out how to make them work. So we put the sails, the mast on them to run them with sails until we figured out how to make the steam work. So the masts are still on there, and then they reversed the story and said that the sails were first. I don't know. I'm just shooting in the dark here. Why not? Who don't love to speculate? I am speculating. I'm speculating. I'm not saying that's what happened. That's the difference. That's the difference. See, I don't like to do clickbait here. Okay. I like to, I like to speculate, but I also like to, make sure you understand that speculation. Look at these fellas climbing up this post here. This is a thing they did back then. I don't know why they would climb up on things. It was very strange. Arc light. They would climb up in trees, looking at sports events. Arc light. Got soldiers running there. Lots of ladies in uniform. This is St. Mary's Canal celebration, the Naval Parade. Arc light there. Little insulators on the poles. Everybody's just having a great day. Got the mini ladies in uniform. Just looks like such an interesting time to be alive. We got a lighthouse. I don't think lighthouses were what they told us they were. There's another lighthouse. It's a lot of people. And everybody's just absolutely period point blank decked to the nines. There's Boss Man. They're absolutely perfect in their dress. Spotless, sparkling, perfect. Who's doing all this laundry? You're telling me that all these people right here had enough maids and people taking care of their clothing that they didn't have to do the laundry? Because I'm sorry, these people are not doing laundry. So where are they getting these clothes from? Who's doing all this laundry? It's not. They didn't have wash machines, y'all. It was a very, very hard process. I need to find that damn video of the lady washing the damn dress and show it to y'all. Maybe I could show you. I'll try to show it to y'all. I should do that. Just because I'm tired of telling you about this video of this lady washing this dress. It's probably what I should do. Y'all probably like, what the hell is that crazy person talking about? That's okay. Little arches back here. Mudflood winners there. All right. We've got Long Acre Square, New York. Got Penny's Cap Boss Man there. He's watching this dude. He's like, yeah, that dude's drunk. We'll give him a ticket. Take him down to downtown. Costumes. Okay. There's a good example of how the arch windows were actually square windows and they had a arched frame. It's a square window in an arched frame, so it looks like the window is rounded at the top, but it's not. It's square. And it goes, you see, it goes up into the back of the, up underneath. But it looks like here, it looks like like it's cut off, but it's not. It's a square piece of glass in there, or rectangular. The more you know. There's a video. I wish I've got it. I've got all these videos. I'm a hoarder. Okay, so there's a video that I saw that of this guy. He's a carpenter, and he's taking apart this old door frame out of an old house or something, and he's going through and explaining how this door frame is put together, and it was a piece of mastery. It was incredible how well engineered this door frame was, and you could not even, like, it looked like a normal door frame. Yeah, it had some like detail, but it wasn't over elaborate. It wasn't that. It was the way that the miters came together and how they locked into place internally, and how they would hold that miter at the 45 degree perfectly, and would not move with the when the building, you know, would shift and move over time. It was able to hold it together. Oh man, it and the guys like put making it is a monumental task. Making it today is a monumental task. Putting it together is a monumental task. Taking it apart is a monumental task. Like if you don't know how, it's like almost impossible. The way it's put together. I gotta find that video. I gotta show you. Y'all, we don't there's, you know, I'm sure you know about sash weights. They had these weights in these windows that went through the walls, and like it lifted when you, that way when you push the window up, that it went up easily and then it came down easily. It wasn't a heavy thing, it wasn't hard. They had technologies that were so simple yet so complicated. I mean, how many times have you struggled to get an old window up? You know, but these things are gone. These weights they're no longer working. The ropes have frayed and broken. The you know, the later in, they didn't put those weights in the windows. Why? Because they didn't know how. Look at that big old pane of glass there. Little spider web. Electric antennas. It wasn't just the stuff you can see, it's the stuff you can't see. Looks like they're doing construction inside that building. Tourist fields. Arched windows. The globe. So they got the propaganda going. There's Fred. Still looking for that donkey. There's some more Freds. Fred's everywhere. I mean, just literally everywhere. Clone of Fred. Family circle entrance. Tourist field. Arc lights here and here. Scrub cartouche, maybe. Tourist fields. Ether finials. Ether antenna. Etheric lights. Arc lights. There's an arch window there. A coin. Scrub cartouche. Etheric lights. Etheric light. It's a weird, strange there. Look at that. Very nice. This is 1900, y'all. And they are rolling like it's, you know, the year 3000. The lawn and rotunda, U of VA. University of Virginia. Whoa. Buttons aren't toys. Junior Boss Man right there. Mini Junior Boss Man coming up. And I'm telling you right now, whoever made the little boys wear the pants that are knee-high pants with the socks coming down, that is about the most gay-looking outfit I think they possibly could have come up with. Don't ever make that a fashion again. That is so bad. Just X-nay on the queer socks A. Just doesn't work. Bad. I don't know why they do that. There's Boss Man right there. My goodness. Boy, that dude looks serious. Buttons aren't toys. Okay. Everybody's grab assing. I don't know why. What y'all all grab assing for? What's up with that? Man, this is a meeting of the minds here. What is going on? Oh, Mudflood winners down there, it looks like. These Taurus fields. Clocks are expensive, but we got the 4 1s for the Roman numeral 4 for you Mandela affected folk. It was always 1V when I was coming up. That's what they taught us in school. That's what I remembered, and I never noticed that until somebody mentioned it, talking about Mandela effect. And when I went to look it up, now I see that more than I do the 1V. So you tell me. That's one I can confirm that, is absolutely something's different there. And C3PO, his leg was always gold. I don't care what nobody says. I don't give a damn. I saw Star Wars 26 times in the theater when I was little. I'm telling you, his damn legs, his entire outfit, his damn whole robot suit was gold. The entire thing, no question. This is Richmond, Virginia, in case you're wondering. In case you want to know. Some kind of horseshit narrative statues there. Not sure about these ones. I was talking about these ones. They look like horseshit narrative to me. I can't really see them. Hard to see. It looks like a cannon, which makes me think of, some kind of monument towards one of the fake wars. Lower leaf of control. Charge. I ain't charging for you. Big arches. Iron and nail works, maybe. Is that what that says? Arches. Lots of arches over there. Got wrought iron work. Building on a hill again, because that makes sense. Mudflood winters down there. At the fencing there. More wrought iron gates, or fences, excuse me. More down there. Hard to see through the trees, but we got somebody's working up here on this roof. Taurus field. This building looks really old. Looks haggard. And there's I'm calling it the Star Fort symbol. You see this a lot. This square with it looks like a Star Fort. I don't know what else to call it. I see it a lot. When I see something a lot, I think it's got importance to it. Taurus fields. Wow. Can you imagine being the fella that had to climb up this thing and build this thing right here? Like, really? I mean, I can't even. How big is that? I don't even know, but would you want to be the one that climbed up that? Looks like a theater here. This is probably the stage, the set, where the sets are up in the ceiling. Look at that arch that's been covered over. Wow. That's quite weird. I don't know. That's weird. I've seen that so many times where you have an arch just randomly in such a random spot. I've seen that so many times. I don't know the answer to it. It's very strange. I don't know. So many questions I have. One thing, you know, as you awaken and as you get older and as you get wiser and as you learn more, the more you know, the more you're going to realize you don't know jack dingley squat. You really don't know nothing. And when you get, and I don't mean like just say, yeah, I don't know nothing. No. I mean you'll know you really don't know nothing. Like I have read so many books and I've watched so many videos and I've listened to so much radio and I have done so many conversations. Yeah, I still don't know shit. This is Manhasset. I'm pronouncing that wrong. Hotel Manhasset House, Shelter Island, New York. Maybe there's a tag. Where's the tag? Or tag? No tag. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Anyways, but you know, oh, there it is. Manhasset. Oh, it's spelled differently. Oh no, it's spelled two different ways. What the hell? I don't know. There it is. That's what's screwing me up. I'm reading it two different. It's got two different names here. One says Manhattan. It's spelled two different ways on my tag. I don't know why. I don't make the tags. Lady in uniform. But anyways, yeah. Basically, when you get to the point where you know you don't know, you really don't know anything, and you're willing to understand that you don't know anything. I mean, you know some things, but overall, like if you take everything there is to know and make 1 to 100, everything you need to know is 100, right? Well, in reality, you probably know 1%, maybe, if you're lucky. If you're really smart, 1%. Porthole, another porthole at their antenna, at their fencing right there. Other fencing. I'm always learning new stuff. Always. Flat Earth asterisks. But now, if I do know something, okay, and I'm challenging you on something, if I basically your warning sign is if I'm challenging you on something, duck and cover because I know what I'm talking about. Like I'm not just like messing with you. Like the Meltologist, I got them by the short hairs. I got them right by the short hairs, and they know it, and they don't know what to do. They squeal like pigs, but they don't know what to do. They cannot disprove me. They just they can't. They nothing they can do. They just holler and hoot and bitch and moan and groan and it ain't gonna do no good. And I'm going to continue to screw with them because that's basically good entertainment to me now. So it's like it's like, wow, you want to have a little fun? Yeah, let's go melt tart hunting. And I just have fun with it. Locks and Salute, Marie, Michigan. Salute Street. No. The Locks Salute. St. Marie, Michigan. I don't know what that means. Salute St. Marie. What the hell kind of name is that? Anyways, that's it. You get it. Never heard of it, but whatever. And we got an etheric antenna, portholes, Vescapisis, more portholes, diamond symbology. These little things I think mean something. Torus fields, architectural urns at their antenna. Oh, I'm starting to build a house for the emus this week, and I had my notebook. I keep a little notebook in my pocket, little tiny notebook. Matter of fact, I got one here, a new one that I hadn't started yet. I keep one of these little notebooks in my pocket, and I keep notes in it, that all kinds of notes of parts that I need, notes of materials, notes of projects I'm working on, measurements, all kinds of little notes just for my work. And that way I have it always on me. I like to handwrite things. I'm not one of these, Gen Z knuckleheads that thinks they can put everything in a phone. You can't. You can't do that. I gotta have. I make drawings. I'll make blueprints in that little book. Take a pen and I'll literally make a blueprint. Anyways, I was sitting there with my little notebook and a pen, and I'm kind of flipping through, and I'm kind of looking at my notes, and I had my arms up on the gate going into the emu pen, and the emu, they're real friendly. And he came up to me, looked at me, and he kind of does like that. And he just grabs my notebook and slams it on the ground. And I thought, how rude. And he just looked at me like, that's not food. I'm like, no shit. Anyways, the emus, they're helping me build their house. They're funny. They're very, very curious. So they always want to know what you're doing. They're always kind of looking around and coming over to me and trying to check things out and help. If you set anything down, they want to play with it. And of course, they're harmless. They just have these beaks and they just kind of do like that at things. It's really kind of funny. But then you just poke them and they go. Just poke them on the side. They'll jump in the air and then they'll take off running at like 35 miles an hour. It's hilarious. So I do that to them all day long when I'm out there working with them. They're really funny. I took a video. I posted up some of the video that of the emu. Didn't have no house built yet. I was just started drilling the hole. And he started messing with me, so I thought I'd take a video of him. I ain't shown you in a while. I don't remember last time I did show you. I also realized I hadn't taken a video of the miniature Scottish Highland cows either. I think I did take a video and I didn't. I forgot. I don't know what I did with it. Mudflood windows. Anyways, I hadn't taken a video of them. There's a wind catcher there. But I gotta show you the Scottish Highland cows. They're cute. Minnesota Point from Incline Railway, Duluth, Minnesota. So we got a funicular right here in the corner, and they're taking a picture as they go down. And a funicular is like a railroad that goes up the side of a mountain. I've shown them many times on this show. That's a weird way of building there. Look at that. Is that a gutter? It's just weird. Like, who in the world? A strange building right there. Yeah, she's holding on for dear life walking down their steps. Those are not regulation. This is really kind of weird. Like how they're just all these houses are built all through these rocks. Very strange. This is glass insulators. Look at the industry. At their finials, at their fencing and finials. Arches. Oh, wow. Okay. All the way out here. Okay. Amazing what's on these glass plate negatives. That lighthouse is kind of funny looking. It's like they're building something here and here. Smokestack. There's an old ship. Weird looking ship. Arches, portholes, arches. All right. The campus of Williams College. Still no roads built. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's got one of those designs on the roof. I think are really cool. Mudflood windows, got ivy growing on it. You see that right there, that J pipe? That is a ventilation for underground. When you see that, that's what that is. That is ventilation for the basement. So that's a telltale sign that there is an underground. Got some Roman numerals, MDCCCXC, if anybody wants to translate. I know some of y'all out there know that. Get involved, people. Get involved. Got the Masonic checkerboard there. The harbor from Fort Allen Park, Portland. They just look like they're having a good time. I bet that's fun. Just chilling, looking at these big sails. Give me big sailboats and old lighthouses. Looks like some kind of fort there. I don't know. Kind of weird. Check out that structure. It's weird. Look at that big flagpole there. Good grief. Ridiculous. Never know what we'll find. You just don't know. Another lighthouse. Got these tall ships. Wonder what happened to all these ships. Maybe they just sunk them. Who knows? Havana, Cuba. 1904. And I think they didn't want us to see what was in Havana or in Cuba. I think they didn't want us going down there and seeing they had the same stuff we did. Look at these at their antennas right here with the mercury balls on them. Can you see that? Wind catcher and bell tower. Yeah, they would have added that. Anytime you see a cross, it's added. That was all narrative that was added later. And no, I'm not a millennial reign. Nope. Nope, not me. No, I got my whole different philosophy about all that. And so I'm definitely not on board with millennial reign. I believe they hid about 1,000 years in our time. I believe that's something that's true, but millennial reign, no. I don't believe it, no. No. And I'm coming from a long line of research on that subject of all that. So that's definitely not somewhere you need to challenge me on. Probably would not end well. It's a funky looking dome. So they put cannons in the ground here. This is a weird spot right here. It's very strange. You got this gnarly spot and this trolley running right through it. It's trudging right through. Western College, Oxford, Ohio. And looks like they've got some construction trying to hide these mudflood windows here. That's a construction ramp right there. Walk board. I've used many of those working on job sites. I actually don't like that. Of course, we don't do them that way, but you can bust your ass coming off those things. You don't do them right. Mudflood windows down there. Definitely doing some hanky panky here. No doubt. These guys are up to no good. Got Bossa Man running the site. Looks like some brickwork changed there in places. That white brick kind of strange. Arch windows. Mudflood windows across the front here. Look at that phone pole. Just shake the bark off. Slap it up, son. Wind catcher. Got their finials there and there. We got Hampton Terrace Hotel at North Augusta, Georgia. Oh, and this one's they're in the process of vanilla skying. You can see where it's been scraped there and there. That's obviously scraped. Not sure what they're doing, but they're obviously manipulating this image. You could see the scrape marks. They just had a little metal tool that they would scrape the colloidal chemicals that were on the glass plate negative, the dried chemicals. They would just scrape them off. See there, look at that phone pole hanging in midair. So there was a phone pole that came down here. Looks like you can almost see it there too. Scraping that out, and so you can see that this is real sky here, and that's been vanilla skied. So they were up to some hanky panky there. And this is a really suspect hill here. This looks like it's mud flooded here, is what it looks like. I mean, we can build a good set of stairs now. I mean, that's quality stairs. Rarely have I seen better quality stairs to go to the golf shop. I mean, that is our quality right there. That is the finest pair of stairs I've ever seen in my life. I mean, these stairs, these aren't nearly as nice as those stairs, in my opinion. But, whatever. Everybody's got their opinion. Meeting in the mines. thinking Huckleberry Finn for some reason. And got old world fire hydrants there. Bossa Man coming out. These stairs don't look, they look new. Diamond symbologies. Wind catcher. Just amazing how clean and nice this building is in this time. You know, they didn't have pressure washers. How did they wash these buildings after they constructed them? I'd love to know that. I've never heard anybody ever give an explanation for that. Because I don't know if you've ever seen a construction site, but there's mud on everything. Because what happens is inevitably sometime during the construction it rains and then that mud gets trampled everywhere. So they come in before they sell the house and they pressure wash the houses. That's what they do now. And so they take that nice new house they've built that's got mud all over it and they pressure wash it and then it's nice and clean. This is Hampton Terrace Hotel in North Augusta, Georgia. And it's also being manipulated where they're scraping the negative for whatever reason. I don't know what they're doing. Who knows? But you can see this is clearly done on purpose. And you got this mud flow here. I mean, that just looks very suspect to me. Just doesn't look right. Look at that. That's very strange looking right there. Almost looks like it's stairs that have been uncovered from the dirt. It's just an opinion, y'all. Don't get your knickers twisted. Look at that porch, just massive. Like, why? That just don't. It just don't make sense. Why so massive? I don't get it. We wouldn't do that today. Tourist fields, pump house, street signs, and this mud is just crazy. It's all over the place. Like, what in the world's going on here? What are you doing, you nut? You crazy beagle, I tell you that right now. I know a crazy beagle when I see one. I'm a professional crazy beagle spotter. This is the other side of the building we were just looking at, by the way, in case you didn't know. Hey, quit being a nut. Nut, talking to you. Look, they're scraped something off here for some reason. I don't know why they're doing that. All right. And we got Columbia University in Hudson River, New York. He's taking him a picture down here. Got a gas light. That's an odd feature right there. Lady in uniform. Oh, we can build the greatest sidewalks. Look at that sidewalk. Perfect. Made out of wood. Beautiful. Got caged Mudflood winners down there. Tourist fields. Laurel Leaf of Control. MDCCCXCV. I maybe? I'm guessing. Library of Columbia University. King's College, founded in the province of New York. In the reign of George. Okay, who cares? Tartarian lines, in case you need those. Cost your, library. I like Tartarian lines. Cost my library. There's that structure we're looking at earlier, I believe. The monument. You got a flat Earth asterisk all over this one with circumpunks right there. See a circumpunk. Dot within a circle. Circumpunk. And we got the Phoenician shell, Phoenician waves. It's like a scaly roof, Phoenician looking. Portholes. Stoneball finial that looks crooked for some reason. That's kind of weird. Not sure how that's possible. Mudflood winters down there. Big architectural urns. Interesting pavement work there. Mansard roof with ether fencing on top. Okay. Got Hotel Alcazar and Annex St. Augustine, Florida. And of course, we got Fred and his girlfriend down here hanging out, doing what they do. Got Boss Man right there. These weird lights right here are very strange. It's an incandescent light, it looks like, but it's just strange looking. Would you like to buy some fruit? Yes, I would, actually. He looks like a writer. He's going to write a book. Ladies in uniform. Check out that old world building right there. There's Fred again. It's like a flea market outside. Bizarre. I've always liked that word, bizarre. I used to have a subscription to a magazine called Bizarre. That was a weird magazine, if you ever heard of it. And they always had just the craziest shit in there. I don't know why. I've always got a kick out of crazy stuff. That was a weird magazine. I don't know if they still make that. Excuse me. I don't know if they still make that magazine. Getting tired. I actually got some rest this weekend, which was well needed. Did a lot of research this weekend, so that was good. Steeple up there, got an ether antenna here with mercury ball top with a flag hanging off of it. Diamond symbology. The diamond. Porthole. I love these little balconies here. Those are cool. It's so bright. I don't think these are vanilla sky. It's just really bright. University of Chicago, Illinois. Got a random pipe sticking out of the ground there for some reason. Mudflood winters going across the bottom. Gas lamps. This symbol's really popular. You see that symbol a lot. Look how we've added stairs to this door, because normally it would be below the entrance. Mudflood winters all across the bottom. Big etheric lights right there. That's some wild stuff right there. Etherfinials. Etherfinials on the top there. Etherfinial. Alrighty. New York from Brooklyn. Was rowing for his life there. Baltic got a paddle wheel boat there. And you might have noticed already that this one is vanilla skied. You get back here, it's hard to tell, but then when you get up close, it becomes apparent, especially when you get over to the bridge, and you can see clearly it's been vanilla skied. You see they just cut off the top of the bridge there. And then you can see they cut around the etheric antennas right here as well. That is a definite vanilla sky right there. These pieces right here. I don't know about that pop-up thing. That thing is annoying me. I don't know how to get rid of it. I got rid of it once, I think. I'd figure that out. University of Pennsylvania main building and library, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Got cobblestone brick road that's not melted. Little birdie. Got my flood windows there. Arched windows. There's a break in the glass plate right there. Oh, and this has been vanilla skied. Wow. So you get back and you can't tell it. Doesn't look vanilla skied, but it is. You get up close on these glass plate negatives and you can see it. See all that? See how they blended it in? There's the original background. And they blended it in. This one they painted. I think this one's painted, not scraped. It's hard to tell. It's definitely vanilla skied. At their finials right there. They've not done a very good job of this one. Venetian shells. This is not a chemical process, as some would tell you. Some people, some folks out there will tell you that this is a chemical process. That is not a chemical process. They do it one of two ways. Either they scrape it or they paint it. That is not a chemical process. Only a retard would say that that is a chemical process. Literally a retard, like ding, fries are done, ding, fries are done, ding, fries are done, ding, fries are done. It's a chemical process because I'm a retard. That's ethylphenol right there. And this dude's just going to climb the side of the building. But they're not going to vanilla sky him out because they thought he was part of the... If you look back here, he looks like part of the decoration. That's probably why they left him in there. Why not? They could have got that guy out of there. Why didn't they? Probably thought he was part of probably looked like part of the decoration from afar. This one is just not very well vanilla skied, which I like it like that. Look at that. They just chopped up that etheric antenna right there. Just butchered it. Look at that one. Ah, look at that. All the ether fencing, and they're just butchering it. It's like, oh my gosh. That should be a crime. Look at that. Oh my gosh. What have they done? That is horrible. Look at that. Look at that tech, and they just why? Got some somatic windows. Got a clock with 4 ones as the 4 at their fencing up there on the top. They have butchered this one. I mean, absolutely butchered it. And I'm serious. There are those out there that call this a chemical process. They say that this, they're saying that this right here is a chemical process. It's and they pass it off, and so many people believed them when they said this because they had, you know, so many, you know, subscribers that people believed the horseshit just because they said it. I'm not mentioning any names, but I promise you, somebody very well known said that shit. Look at that porthole in the middle of that window. That's crazy. I haven't seen one like that. Wow. 1871, 1755. It's like Mudflood windows down here. Wow, what a good one. Look at that cymatics. And then you got the big arch with the 2 little arches in the circle. See it over and over again. That stands for something. I don't know what. That was above my pay grade. But, you know, it stands for something. It has to. If you see something over and over again, it means something. It's not just a random thing. You know? All right. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Hotel St. James, Jacksonville, Florida. We got cobblestone brick road, trolley lines, mudflood windows, arched windows, at their fencing, at their finial, right there. These are so cool to me. The woodworking, that is made out of wood, y'all. That just the quality craftsmanship there is just to make one of those and then to repeat it over and over and over again. This part and this part here. I mean, just absolutely superior craftsmanship. I work with wood all the time, and I'm telling you, that shit's not easy. That is hard work. It is not easy to work with. Wood is very malleable. It's a very workable material, but it's also, easy to screw up. It's like stone. You can whack at it, but then you whack it too much, and you whack till you got to get another piece and start over. There's Fred. Fred's all over the place. Fred's does it. I don't see no donkey yet. Looking for a donkey. I hadn't seen a donkey. And there's another one of them big porches. I mean, I just don't. This is a normal porch. This makes sense. This doesn't make sense. This is a 3-story porch, y'all. It doesn't make sense. This porch you could sit on when it rains. But then here's the problem. The way they would have designed this porch is probably the rain would have hit here and drained right down to this one. It just doesn't make sense. Hotel Frontenac, Round Island, New York. I probably butchered that. That's all right. We'll play a little golf, it looks like. I'm sorry. I got to say it, and I might piss some of y'all off, but golf is about the dumbest game I've ever seen anybody play. You take a stick and you hit a ball that's out somewhere that you can't see, and you try to get it in a little hole in the ground. That's a dumb game. I'm sorry, that's a dumb game. That rugby. Now that's a game. That's a sport. Rugby. You grab your opponent by the freaking neck and you take him to the ground. That's a man sport. That's a sport. That's a freaking sport. Football. Football is not a sport. Football is grab-assing. It's grab-assing in tights. Rugby is, I'm going to rip your head off to take that ball from you. Rugby is a sport. Lacrosse is a sport. There they hit you with a stick. That's a sport. Just saying. Poor hole. Just saying. At their antenna. I used to, when I was in my 20s, some of my best friends were members of the North Carolina State University rugby team. We had some good times. And they were tough son bitches. Madison, Wisconsin, panorama from Capitol Dome. So this is one picture of several, I'm sure. But we're just going to look at one, because why not? Arches. Remember, we had a party one time. We had this friend named, we called him Rock. He thought we called him Rock because he was a geologist major, but we called him Rock because he was dumb as a rock. But he was a rugby player, and he was as big as a house. He was absolutely nothing but muscle. He was just the sweetest guy in the world, but he would literally remove your head from your neck if he needed to. And luckily he was on our team. And so one time the North Carolina State football team showed up at our party, and leading was their quarterback. And Rock grabbed him by his tie, because the guy was wearing a tie. He grabbed him by his tie and was holding him off the porch. And I said, we called him Rock Choppy. Sorry. We called him, his nickname was Rock, but his closest friends called him Rock Choppy. And I said, Choppy, put him down. Put the quarterback down. And he's just holding this guy by his necktie. Oh. We went to spring break one time, and he went to a convenience store, and he was drunk off his ass. He stole a pair of pliers for no reason at all. He was just drunk, He stole a pair of pliers, and they called the law on him, and the law came, and he was so big they couldn't arrest him. They couldn't get the cuffs, couldn't get his arms behind his back, and couldn't get the cuffs on him. So they got him on the ground, and then they handcuffed him to a USA Today newspaper box. And they called us. He gave them our number. They called us. They said, "Do you have a friend?" And we're like, "Does he fit this description?" We're like, "Yeah." They're like, "Well, come and get him. We got him tied to a USA Today box." And sure enough, they did. And they had him handcuffed to the USA Today newspaper box. Rock Choppy, man, God, that guy was funny. I can tell you more stories about him, but they're inappropriate. The dude was something else. I wonder whatever happened to that guy. God, I ain't thought about him in a while. Damn. Okay. Sorry, folks. Arch windows. Epithelial. Lord have mercy. All these epithelials. Ether antenna going up there. Look at all these mansions up on the hills over here. Really cool. And then we added us a cross up here. Add a little mythology to our mix. Got a clock. Clocks are expensive. Portholes. More portholes. Whew. And they didn't. The funny thing is, they didn't arrest him because they let him go because they realized it was just him being drunk and everything. They just wanted somebody to take care of him. They didn't want him to get out of hand, and they let him go. They didn't charge him with anything. Poor Rock Choppy. I forgot why we called him Choppy. I can't remember that. We everybody had their own nicknames. Mine was Coke. At that time, they called me Coke Man. I shouldn't tell the story, but there was a commercial for Coca-Cola, and it's hard to remember, but some about like oh gosh, some about Coke is it or something. I'm paraphrasing, I think, but I was with this girl one time, and she was telling everybody that Coke is it, and they were talking about he's it, Coke, he's Coke, and that's what she meant was Coke is it. I don't. It's hard to explain, but they called me Coke Man for a while. I thought I didn't really like that nickname. Oh, we had some funny times. I don't know. And we got Mechanic. I am not pronouncing that right. Is there a name? Nope. Mackinac Island from Round Island. I ain't pronouncing that right. Whatever. Some kind of Indian name looks like. I'm no wordsmith. Never claimed to be. I'm okay with that. Do. Got a lighthouse. Huh. Well. Huh. I'm not sure what is going on right there. That is creepy. I'm gonna give that a creepy scale of 100. That is creepy. At the Fenial Lighthouse. That is a really cool lighthouse, but that is, I don't know what it's like. Oh, okay. I don't know. That is really weird. Okay, y'all. Wow. I think that's all the pictures that we are going to show this evening. It's about time to put the women and children to bed and go looking for supper. I hope you all have had a good time. Thank you all for hanging out with us, and I much appreciate all of your time, and I hope you're enjoying your community here and you're jibber-jawing back and forth in the comments and hanging out week to week. If any of you happen to run across, I am looking for videos of backstage behind the Charlie Cook event where he was supposedly shot. I'm looking for videos that show the paramedics that I showed at the beginning of the show. I'm looking for them backstage, not front stage, backstage, because I want to see everything they're they're doing backstage. But if you have any videos that you can point out, let me know, because I am actively looking for more video, and I am finding more video, and I'm trying to put together more video to go with my idea that the EMS stood down during the Charlie Cook event. And I appreciate it. So I hope you all are going to have a great week, and thank you all for hanging out with me. And Biggs and MUDDIN are going to be going and getting us something for dinner. I appreciate all of you, and we will see you very soon. Love, Biggs.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No.
It's a mystery! It's a mystery wrapped in a riddle inside an enigma! Don't you get it?
Say woof again! Say woof again!
I've got one that can see.
Welcome to the underground.
This is my kung fu, and it is strong.
See you later.